Hey everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you're new. And if you are new, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button just so that you can keep on hanging out with us. And if you're returning, welcome back, girlfriend. I'm so glad you come back to hang out with me one more time. So today's video is part of the fall food collab that is hosted by Courtney from Mama Makes It Happen. So make sure you go check out my description box and check out the playlist link so you can get all of the fall food that your little heart can handle. So everybody has a food that reminds them of fall. Like whenever you think of fall, you automatically think of this food. And for me, it's my seafood chowder, and I'm going to be sharing that with y'all today. Alright, so first and foremost, you want to wash and peel your potatoes, and then you're going to dice them up into little small dices. Depends on what you like. If you like big potatoes, then cut them a little bit bigger, but if you prefer yours smaller like I do, then cut them on the smaller side. Once you have them all diced up, washed, and all that good old stuff, you're going to dump those into your pot. And then you're going to add some water, just enough to cover them, and you're going to bring those to a boil just until they're good and soft. Once they're soft and for tender, you will remove them from the water, or you could strain it, but I like to use the water that the potatoes are cooked in, so I always just dip out my potatoes and leave my water in my pot. Then you'll start adding in the rest of your ingredients, and I'm going to be adding in 2 cans of evaporated milk, 2 cans of boiled oysters, and also half of a thing of the small container of half and half. Once I have all of that added into my pot, then I'm going to add in some butter. Of course, you could use a whole stick of butter, but I didn't have a stick of butter, so I just broke off some pieces off of a big old block of butter that I had. And then I'm just going to fill a cap full up of lemon juice. Now it's time to start adding in our seasoning, and I'm just going to be adding in some garlic salt and some Old Bay seasoning, and y'all want to be very careful with that Old Bay seasoning because if you add too much, it will be really spicy. But on the other hand, I do like spice in mine, so I always add in a little bit of hot sauce as well. But you don't have to if you don't like spicy. Now it's time to add in about a half a pack of this imitation crab. You could use the whole pack if you want to, but you'll have a whole lot of crab in there, so I always just use half a pack and snack on the rest. Also, I'm using the flake kind of crab meat, but you could also get the stick kind of crab meat. It doesn't really matter as long as you tear it up into little pieces, because if you don't, you'll just have a big old hunk of crab in there, and I like to have mine kind of like into little pieces. But of course, to each their own, you can do it however you prefer, but this is how I prefer to do mine. Now I'm going to go in with 2 bags of the extra small frozen like shrimp that you get at Walmart in the freezer section. I always do 2 bags just because we really love shrimp over here, but you could get by with just using 1 bag if you don't need as much soup as I'm making. But I always like to make a big old pot so that we can have plenty for leftovers. Alright, so at this point, this is how it should be looking. Also, I always cook mine on low heat because if you don't, it will scorch. I let it slowly come to a boil, and here as you can see right here, it will eventually come to a boil and start boiling. Once it does start boiling and your shrimp are done, you can reduce the heat, turn it off, remove it from the burner, whatever you like to do, because at this point it will be done. So all I'm going to do is dump in my potatoes that I took out earlier and just add those back into my pot, mix it up really well, make sure everything gets good and evenly spread out into the pot. And then I just sprinkled on a little bit of parsley for a pop of green, and I got some oyster crackers in there because we like to have oyster crackers in ours, but you don't have to have that either. But y'all, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to go check out the playlist that I have linked in my description box, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye y'all.